Let's make some cookie dough while I tell you guys about the time that I had surgery in order to get hired.
So when I was 22, I used to work at a doctor's office, and one of the ladies that worked there used to always tell me about the adventures that her friend, who was a flight attendant, would have. And the flight attendant's job seemed so much cooler than what we were doing. So what did I do? I applied to be a flight attendant. Now, when I told the coworker that I had applied to be a flight attendant, she was like, "You probably won't get hired. Like, it's really hard to get hired there." And I was like, "Oh, really?" Because this woman doubted that I would get hired, I took so much offense. I was like, "I don't care what it takes, I'm getting hired." So I go through the process. It's a very long process, mind you, like many, many steps. You have to take a survey, you have to do a video interview, you have to record yourself talking. Then I get to the final step of the interview process, which is flying to the headquarters and completing an in-person interview, which is also very long. There's like 4 steps to this in-person interview. So I get to the very end. I'm turning up the charm times 10 and they're loving me, which is great, right? Because like I said, I need to get hired. Then I get to the reach test, which they're making it seem like they're trying to make sure that you can reach the bins. They're looking at you, making sure you don't have any tattoos, because at the time for this company, you could not have tattoos. Now, did I know that you weren't allowed to have tattoos? Yes. Did I have a tattoo? Yes, I did. I used to have a tattoo on my wrist. It was like a heart infinity thing. It was super small. I covered it with a watch thinking they're not gonna see this. But during the reach test, they saw it. But she pointed to my watch and asked me about it and flipped my hand over and was like, "Oh, is that a tattoo?" And I was like, "Oh, it's not permanent. It's henna." Clearly, it's not a henna tattoo. If you know what henna tattoos look like, it looked nothing like that. But she bought it, she believed it. So by the end of the interview, I was offered a position, which was great. I was so excited. But before I left to go catch my flight back home, one of the higher ups pulled me aside and was like, "Hey, we were made aware that you have a henna tattoo. And we just want to make sure that it's going to be gone by the time you get back for training." And I was like, "Oh yeah, for sure. It'll fade away by then." Now, I don't know if they thought it was really a henna tattoo or if they thought I would just like cover it up with makeup and they were gonna like get a gotcha moment later and catch me. I just can't imagine that they looked at this tattoo and really thought that it was henna, because it looked nothing like henna. So before I scurry off to the airport to catch my flight home, they have me sign this paper that says I will not have this tattoo by the time I get back here. I signed the paper and I'm already panicking. How the heck am I gonna pull this off? I'm gonna have to get it lasered off or something, which I was willing to do because I really wanted this job. Not only did I wanted the job for me, but I had to prove this lady wrong that said that I wouldn't get hired. So when I finally get to the airport, I call my boyfriend, who's now my husband, and I tell him everything that happened. And he's like, "You have to get that tattoo removed." And I'm like, "I know. How am I gonna get it removed? I have to be back for training in like a month, and it takes a while to laser off a tattoo," which I found that out in the shuttle ride to the airport. So we're like thinking of all these different things that we could do, and we land on something that is called a tattoo excision, which literally means that the surgeon is going to